Welcome, everyone. My name is Ashley Deadwyler-Jones, and I'm here with my co-host, Miss Andrea Evans, and we are here highlighting HBCU's excellence. And today we have the opportunity to spotlight Miss Christie Graves Chambers as she walks us through her journey through Spelman College. Christie, welcome. Can you talk to us today about your HBCU journey and how much you enjoyed Spelman College?
Hey ladies, my Spelman sisters. So lovely to see you, so lovely to have been invited. And my Spelman journey it means so much to me. I just can't even tell you what a wise decision that was for 18-year-old Christie to say, I am going to Spelman College. And really, my journey began in the 8th grade, I'd say, because one of my older sisters was already living in Atlanta, and she gave me a brochure of Spelman. And that's when I fell in love. I fell in love with all those pictures of the beautiful women in there. And it was also around the time of A Different World. And I knew that Spelman women were of excellence. And I made sure from 8th grade that I did everything to allow myself to get into Spelman. And so I knew that leadership was important. So I made sure that every organization I was in high school, I ran for an office. So I could say, hey, I was the treasurer of ABC club, or I was co-captain of the cheerleader. So I made sure that I did that and worked on my grades. I remember I got a D, actually. Believe it or not, I got a D. I think it was a D. It was my only D ever. I had all A's and B's my entire 1st through 12th grade. And I got a D, I want to say in trigonometry or something. And I just cried and cried. And my mom said, what's going on? And I said, I don't think I'm going to get into Spelman. And but thank God, amen, thank God. So I made it in, and getting there was so amazing. I'm HH, Phi Beta. Met some beautiful women that I still keep in touch with to this day. I was an economics major initially and changed to English. So I have an English degree. And I mean, you all know that this Spelman sisterhood is real, and you always look out for your Spelman sisters, and just grateful for the experience.
Well, Christie, I can feel your passion, and I can just feel the sisterhood. And we just started this interview, so thank you again for being here with us. So you have an English degree, and I want to know, how do you use that English degree today? So tell us, what are you doing now, and how do you use that English degree, if at all, today with what you're doing?
Well, that's a great question. I'm going to answer it for sure, but I always had a business background in my mind. That's why I started out as an economics major, and I did go on and get my MBA, which I accomplished in 2017, so not too long ago. But my English degree is used every day, obviously. In writing, when I first left Spelman, I was in commercial real estate. I was a commercial real estate broker. So dealing with leases and actually communicating with people, writing these cover letters to them, communication, effective writing, and interpretation is important in everything you do. And after that, I worked in healthcare. I was in community relations. So just, again, the effective way to communicate and listen. And now I am the president and founder of my own wardrobe consulting business called AM CHIC. It stands for Christie Has It Covered. And I came up with that on my own. So I'm going to say the English degree helped me do that, right? The creativity of coming up with that. And I manage my own website. I do a lot of speaking engagements with corporate clients, and just having the effective communication with my clients is key. So every day I'm using this English degree.
So Christie, when we met many, many years ago on a flight back from Atlanta to Miami, I saw this beautiful woman with a Spelman t-shirt, you know, and one thing I know about Christie is that she can step into any city and penetrate the situation and become the it girl. I'm sorry, Christie, that's who you are. You make it happen. What is it about you that makes it so easy for you to transition from city to city and state to state and just find your way through? What type of organizations have you been a part of or president of or just led that have kind of give you inroads wherever you go?
Thank you so much. That's such a kind compliment, and I accept that. So I would say that number one, I'm from the hospitality state of Mississippi. So I think it's just maybe innate in me that I enjoy people or being, friendly to people. In fact, in high school, I was voted friendliest 10th grade year. And I was voted best dressed every single year, thus my career wardrobe consulting. But I think it's just enjoying people. I don't know really how to explain that because I know some people are not, they say they're not people persons, but I just feel that being humble, appreciating people for who they are, it's just a really good way to approach things. And I think Spelman, going back to high school, trying to get into Spelman, so taking those leadership roles led me to taking leadership roles even to this day. So I have been president of the South Florida chapter of the National Alumni Association of Spelman College. I was president of this local chapter for 4 years. And I also, I've been president of NASI, which is the National Association of Health Services Executives. So I did spend 10 years in leadership positions in healthcare and as in director and vice president's roles before I left the corporate world. And I just feel that leadership is so important when you can do it. And I feel that because I have a connection with people, I let people manage themselves on their own, supportive, and that is what made me a great leader.
Well, kudos to you for just taking the initiative to be a leader in all those roles, and that's so impressive. But I want to talk about this AM CHIC. Okay, Christie Has It Covered. So that is a beautiful name for a company, and I love what it stands for. But when Christie, one thing I know about fashion, the little that I know, I don't get paid for, but I know when I'm dressed a certain way or I have my makeup or my hair a certain way, if I look good, I feel good. If I feel good, I look good. So I just want to know, being best dressed in high school and taking care of yourself and taking the time to go out and shop, when did you first say, I can charge for this? I'm going to start a business behind this. That is the story I want to hear about.
Okay, I'm happy to share with you. I believe that it's just been meant to be, and it's been in the process for a while. So basically, people started asking me years ago to shop for them because they liked my outfits. I'm talking, 15, 20 years ago. And, a couple of times I said, okay, yeah, you're busy. Let me just go. You have a wedding this weekend and you need 3 outfits. Sure, I'll go shop for you and I'll bring them to you. So I did that. Friends would always text me, Christie, should I wear this top or this top? And I'd say, wear that top, but tuck the front in or tuck it in and add a belt. Just all the time, constantly. So when I had my last corporate job, literally every day, a coworker would ask me to shop with her every day. And I said, listen, I see you every day. I don't think you need more clothes. And I said, how is your closet organized? And she looked at me with this blank stare. And at that time, I was getting my MBA, my Master's of Business. And I was in an entrepreneurship and innovation class. And I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow my passion, something everyone's been talking to me about all these years. And that's what I did. So that was 2016. So I didn't charge anyone. And what I did was I went to influencers in the community. So I went to people who were like CEOs of companies or people who had their own business. So I targeted about maybe 7 women. And I was like, listen, I started my own business and I want to work with you for free to make sure I have something here. And, you know, they were all like, okay, cool. And these were not my friends. They were people I kind of knew from afar who I felt that they would tell me, you know, truthfully. I got so much great feedback. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. So in 2017, that's when I started charging people. And I still had my full-time job. So I was mostly doing this on weekends. So I would either come into people's homes and help them reorganize their closets. I would mix and match outfits. I would say, get rid of this, don't wear that, and wear this, and you're missing A, B, and C from your wardrobe. And I started getting text messages, oh my gosh, Christie, I get so many compliments. And then those free clients were like, Christie, people are like seeing my improvement and they want to work with you. So I was getting business. And in 2018, I thought, okay, I really want to see how far I can take AM CHIC. So I'm going to quit my job. And that's what I did. And it's been 2 years. June 28, 2020, 2 years.
Wow. Congratulations, Christie. That's a big deal to quit your job. That's a huge security blanket that you've let go. And it sounds like you've done an extremely great job and you continue to pick up new clients. And one thing I know is that it sounds like you're doing a great job of making other people beautiful, but you know, you're beautiful yourself. And it's clear that there are people who have noticed that. Can you tell us about your experience when you were at Spelman, when you were highlighted as a jet beauty?
Now, did I tell you that or you researched that? I don't know.
You told me that and I was like, that's crazy. I mean, jet beauty, that was like serious. If you weren't on the cover, you were kind of on the cover of Jet. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. Let me tell you, when I went to Spelman, actually, my freshman year, I did modeling classes at John Casablancas. And I know a lot of people may have negative thoughts of that, but it was like a 20-week program that really changed me because I think that made me a little bit more vocal. It made me realize that if I wanted to model, I had to go seek things. People weren't just going to come up to me like, hey, I want you for my magazine, right? You had to diligently seek out opportunities. And I mean, that's with anything in life. And it just so happened that I ended up working for John Casablancas for the rest of my time at Spelman. That was my weekend job. I would teach runway modeling and makeup application, and it was great. Now, the way the Jet Beauty of the Week came about was I was doing a photo shoot for my portfolio with the local photographer in Atlanta, Tim Brantley. I remember his name, but I haven't kept in touch with him. So Tim, hey, if you're out there, thank you. And we did some swimsuit photos and he said, hey, do you want to send this to Jet? I was like, okay, is that how it works? So I want to say he sent it or I sent in a photo. I don't remember if it was a hard photo or just, like a slide back then, but sent it in. Anthony Jet wrote me back saying that they wanted to use my photo, and bam, 1993. This is ancient history.
Well, you know, Christie, that's interesting. You know, like Ashley said, you are a beautiful person inside and out. But when I was in high school in 1993, I remember that we would get those Jet magazines and read those magazines. And it was such an inspiring magazine. And we would look at every page, including the Jet Beauty of the Week. And they would always have a paragraph or two about what that person was doing. So I'm sure without you even knowing, those pictures inspired some young lady to want to go to Spelman based off of just seeing those pictures and you saying that you were a Spelman student. So kudos to you for blazing trails without even trying to do it. So that's really amazing. And being a role model, like I was just listening to President Obama speak to the graduates through this virtual ceremony. And he said, even if you don't want to be, you're a graduate now, so you're a role model. So who is one of your role models? And are you a role model to anyone that you want to tell us about something that you're doing to someone else to continue to inspire them as well?
Wow, yes, President Obama. I did watch some of that last night. Very good. So my role models, I would have to say are my sisters. I have 6 older sisters, and you know, like the one I was telling you who told me about Spelman, they're all beautiful, smart, college-educated women, and I look up to them to this day. So yes, my sisters. And I would say that, you know, going back to my HBCU experience, I am so blessed and thankful that I got to attend Spelman, and I got to go debt-free, thankfully. And when I got involved in the Alumni Association here, I also got involved in doing fundraisers for scholarships. So I've been involved in raising money for scholarships for young women from South Florida attending Spelman. And over the years, you know, making those calls to the ladies and their families saying, hey, you know, we can award you $2,500, you know, which is not going to pay everything, but just every little bit helps. So I have kept in touch with a lot of those young women that we've awarded scholarships to. And I would like to say that I'm a role model to them. And also, even this year, you know, it keeps calling me back. So I told you that I was president of the association, and I kept being fundraiser chair. And then when I went to get my master's, of course, I didn't have time for any of this. And so I haven't been a fundraising chairperson or committee person for a few years. But this year, these young ladies who are at Spelman, you know, I feel like they are so dear to me. We have, the South Florida Alumni Association has a fundraiser every June. And so clearly we are not able to gather to have this big, all that jazz, that's what it's called. So I had the idea, thankfully, of making it go virtual. So I told the president that idea, and of course now I'm like chairing it. So I enjoy raising money for students for Spelman, and we will be doing a live auction with the local celebrity and still raising money for these young women who hopefully I'm a role model for.
Thank you. Thanks so much for giving back, especially to our alma mater, Spelman, and making sure young women can walk in your footsteps, our footsteps one day. But, you know, we're kind of like in this COVID-19 situation right now. A lot of us are at home. We do not feel like we are living our best lives, nor do we feel like we are looking and feeling, you know, our best. What words of wisdom would you share for those who are, you know, home, staying in, and just sounds like a lot of us are starting to creep back out slowly but safely? What words of wisdom would you give us to beautify ourselves? Men and women, actually.
just say the quote that I live by, which is know your self-worth and cause others around you to know it too. And that was said by M. Range, who was the first Black female commissioner, county commissioner, or city commissioner in Miami. And she said that, again, know your self-worth and cause others around you to know it too. So I would focus on the cause the others around you to know it too. So if you look a mess, then the people around you might think that you're a mess, right? And so that is not your objective. You want to project your value. And I feel that if you are blessed to have a job still and maybe working from home, take some pride in yourself and put on a great shirt, add a nice necklace and add some mascara, and lip gloss. You don't have to be full-blown makeup, but know your value, your self-worth, and cause others around you to know it too. And that's what I stick with.
Yes, self-worth is everything, right? You have to have that confidence and you have to exude confidence. And to be an entrepreneur, Christie, you have to be confident. So I think the C at Christie stands for confident. And so a lot of people are watching and they want to pivot during this time. They are home, they're being creative, they're starting to think, hey, I really didn't like that job anyway, or they have a job and their checks have been cut. So what advice would you give someone that, like you, had a job that just stepped out on faith and wants to start a job for themselves? They want to be an entrepreneur.
Well, that's a tough question, a loaded question. I always hear people say, take the leap, but I will say, take the leap when it's your time. Quitting my job wasn't something that I thought, oh, I'm going to do that next month. This was something that I had been thinking about for about 2 years, or definitely changing jobs was something that I had been thinking about from the time I started my MBA program. I was like, okay, this is going to make me even more valuable. So how do I transition out of this role that I'm in, which was a good role, actually. But I knew that there was something different that was calling me. So I would say that you need to have your money right, number one. So make sure that you have 2-3 years of money saved, because clearly we never know what is going to happen in the world. So you need to have your money right. Even if your business plan shows projections, again, you never know. So don't leave until your money is right. And I would say, make sure you have your team surrounding you. So what is your team? Is that other entrepreneurs that you can learn from so you don't go through their mistakes? Is it, an attorney? Is it a CPA? So I would have those people lined up, and just so that when you do leave, that you can hit the ground running day one, that you're not in startup mode, So I would hold on to that job until you're ready, especially now. But if you are laid off or furloughed or whatever, yeah, start working on that plan, bring some income in and enjoy life, be happy, because I think that's the key at the end of the day, happiness.
And Christie, with your business, there are clearly a lot of people that are going to look like you. Look at you and say, wow, she's amazing. I want to dress like her. Or I want to be like Christie when I grow up, depending on who's watching. But if someone wants to find you and they want to reach out to you, are you restricted to a certain region? Can they reach out to you nationally, internationally, for you to be their consultant? And if so, where can they find you?
So, Ashley, Andrea, you all are so kind with all your compliments. I'm going to call you every day. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I actually have clients in 8 states. I would love to have clients in more states. I work with clients virtually. So just as we're doing now, you show me something and I'm like, okay, I love that dress. You can wear it with this, this, this. You can take it from summer to winter by adding a turtleneck. And, so virtual is something that I've been doing for quite a while. And I also have had clients to fly me to their state, and I work with them like on an all day or 2-day basis. So you can reach me on my website, which is iamchic.net. So that's IAMCHIC.net. I'm also on Instagram at I_am_chic_10. But all of the information is on my website, so I would direct people there first. It's easy and you can find me. So thank you for that question. Happy to accept new clients and work with people to answer any of their what do I wear and how do I wear it decisions, even if it's for just one appearance, because some people have called me like, Christie, I'm speaking in front of 10,000 people and I don't want to just wear a dress out of my closet. What should I do? All the way to turning an extra bedroom into a closet. So anything fashion, I'm there and happy to help.
Christie, I cannot stop smiling because I am just so impressed with your business model. And I work with so many entrepreneurs that don't know how to charge their worth, like you said, and add text. I'm just going to add the add text to it. But I think that's incredible that you are fulfilling a need of that friend. And I think that when people pay you for a service, they're more accountable. And you've positioned yourself as a style expert. And I know some of that had to come from a good time at Spelman with your sisters. Now, you have a unique story of already having 6 real sisters, but to enter the gates of Spelman and to be amongst thousands of Black women who just exude excellence. Can you tell us about one time at Spelman where that excellence just shined, where you just have the most memorable experience or moment that you can tell us about of your Spelman College matriculation? What is that experience?
I don't know how to narrow that down.
Oh, that was just all good, right? Everything was so good, I know. But if you had to choose just one, what would it be?
Probably walking through the art on senior day, graduation. That was amazing. But I must say this too. I believe that my Spelman visit beforehand, I think it was called Spellbound, was incredible because I met some women there and we're still friends to this day. In fact, we do an annual trip every year, and last year we did our 20th trip together.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So, I just love the Spelman sisterhood.
And we're going to keep that sisterhood going because I'll be calling you about some fashion and some style, Christie. We both want to thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us, your evening with us, and just giving us some tips and sharing all the love that you have for Spelman and the community. So thank you so much. If there's anything you want to leave us with, please let us know. We'd love to, again, share you one more time with the world.
Oh, it's so sweet. I will say HBCUs are fabulous. Please pick an HBCU if you haven't for undergrad or even graduate school. Definitely consider Spelman. And I would also say stay well, stay safe, and stay chic.
All right. Thank you, Christie.
Thank you.
You all are awesome. Thank you. That was fun.